On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we are back at the abandoned mini resort, and today, I guess we stopped counting days. It's been a little bit. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, we're back at the abandoned mini resort, and it's raining, but we are still out here working. We got Kelly over here stripping all the siding off the front of the house. We got a bunch more siding. We got tar paper, and today we're gonna try to finish getting all these front windows in and all the siding on. Here I am at the abandoned mini resort, and it is looking so much better than it did before. Check that out. So we got a couple things on the to-do list for today. One of those things is get all this junk out of the air, and the thing will look a lot better. We won't have the poles out of the roof yet because we haven't got our sealant for that. Well, the one pole. But I could take down the satellite one, and I probably will. But before we do that, I gotta tell you guys a story. We cleaned up the yard a little bit into this dumpster. And when the dumpster company came yesterday, they said they can't lift this. They tried to put it on their trailer, and it wouldn't come on, and it's not that heavy. So they said I needed to unload this dumpster and move a bunch of it into the second dumpster that they brought because I needed another one. This one was full. So I did that. I moved an insane amount of this by hand, and unfortunately, I still don't know if it's gonna be enough. Like, how do I know when I've unloaded enough of it? And they said that the rocks and the dirt are the issue here, but there's not that many rocks and dirt. It was like one scoop. Basically, after we ripped all the fences out of the ground, Eric just pushed the bucket along, cleared one little path, and dumped it in the dumpster. And I mean, there's a bunch of voids in this thing. I can literally see to the bottom on a lot of the sides. So at some point today, just to be sure, I'm gonna go out there and try to move even more from the old dumpster to the new dumpster and see if they can pick those two up. And after those two are gone, I would have paid double to not have to unload a dumpster. I can tell you that much. Anyway, inside the house, it is nice and cool. It feels amazing in here. And here's our leak check from last night. I don't see any water now, so I'm gonna get a little bit of light on there for you guys so you can get a... I don't see any water. You guys see any water? I think everything's looking good. Underneath the house, everything's looking good. And over here, it's time to start punching out some knockouts and pulling in some wire. Just got off the phone with the septic company. They should be here. They left their shop an hour ago, so they should be here any minute to replace the entire septic system. Now, we do have architectural drawings for my electrical, plumbing, entertainment, and of course the entire house, and I'll show you guys those right now. So here is the high voltage side. Pretty simple, standard layout, lights, outlets, all that good stuff. Over here, we have low voltage, Ethernet, speakers, all that fun stuff, camera locations. Here we have plumbing, which is outrageously easy for the most part. And I didn't do the basement where the water heater goes, but you know, that's the plumbing in the house. And here is the complete layout of the space. So there you go. It did just start raining, only a little bit though. Hopefully by the end of the day, we got a new septic system. If it starts really raining, we're in trouble. But I'll be in here, they'll be out there, and hopefully at the end of the day, a bunch of improvements again. That's all I can say every day. A bunch of improvements again. Wow. That is a monster of a tank. There's some action going on. A brand new tank, look at that. That is huge. They've already pulled the old one out, got it out of there, dug a gigantic hole, and much bigger than the old tank, and put in that huge new plastic tank that has steel supports throughout, which I am excited about. They said this is the move, and it should last, you know, way longer. Anyway, in a few more minutes, they'll have the septic system done. Then they're gonna trench back, set in some lines, and we're good to go. All right, check it out. There is a giant plastic tank in the ground. These guys ran to lunch, so I figured I'd come down here and give you a quick update while there's no machinery running. Here's the tank where the poopy goes. Anyway, there's a steel support in there that protects the top of this thing so it doesn't collapse. There's actually quite a few of them all the way down it. And there's the old sewer pipe, and here's where they're gonna come in. So they're actually getting pretty close I'd say, well, they also wanted to fill this with water because it's raining. They said if we didn't fill it with water, it'd pop right back out of the ground, which is obviously that makes sense. It's basically like a giant boat. So we're filling it up. It's half full of water already. Well, what is by far the simplest room in the house is wired. I went back and forth for probably 30 minutes when I should have just kept working on whether to pull the basement power out of the mechanical room, which was what I did in the plans. But as I went on, obviously this room is critical. It's the only one that matters. It's where all the IT is going, and I don't need it tripping when somebody plugs in like a pressure washer on the back deck. So we're adding another circuit, but I finally made a decision, and it only needs one outlet because it's getting a big wall-mounted UPS right here, and then the Dream Wall, the Sonos, the internet, everything else will be running off that UPS. So even if the breaker, I mean the breaker should never trip because there's no load in this room, but it's the most critical room. It got its own breaker. Anyway, there's a LED can light right there. These snap into the sheetrock, but right now a zip tie is holding it up. So this room is done. Let's move on to, well, the basement. I really want to get the basement done and put some big lights down there so I can work, but I also need to get on to the rest of the house. So let's go. Well, I decided it was low voltage day, so I planned on having everything else finished, all the high voltage side, you know, of course my new switches and outlets in the bathroom, all that fun stuff, but I had to pivot. While I'm waiting on the new windows to go in, I don't have a lot of access in here. So what we decided to go ahead and finish up was all of this fun stuff. So we've got our Ethernet for what, cameras, TV, whatever we want, access points. That's all going in here. We've got our speaker wire for the in-ceiling speakers that are right there, actually putting in work right now. I'm getting all those pulled in and the wires set out of the way because obviously the speakers go in after the sheetrock. And we've got our new ceiling fan centered up right there in the middle of the room, the big fan, that's gonna be awesome. And of course, I gotta pull in some more speaker wire and speaker wire to the outside locations. And also Ethernet behind the TV, a bunch of fun stuff like that. So I'm just knocking all that out. Well, as you guys can see, it has changed considerably in the last few minutes here. We had some time lapse going on until the memory card ran out of space, but we're back and all the front siding's coming off in reality. And Kelly and Eric are rocking through this window over here. Look at that. Oh, she's stuck somewhere. Oh, the lock's locked. I know a few people were concerned about not having enough windows on the back of the house, but I'm pretty sure this window kind of makes up for it. It's gigantic, it's bigger than me. Well, some new siding makes all the difference. I can't wait to get back up here and paint it. So that's coming very soon, but lots of new siding going on. The new windows actually look incredible in there. Of course, there's a new door coming that'll be mostly all glass to let even more natural light in. We gotta figure out shades for all these things now. But that's what the front of the house is looking like. New tar paper, new everything. basically starting over all the way to the studs. And inside, things are looking pretty good as well. We got most of the new outlet boxes set, new wire going in. It shouldn't be too much longer and we can flip on a couple of circuits and have more outlets so we stop tripping breakers when we're running table saws. Well, we haven't updated you guys in a little bit because, you know, a nail gun broke and some batteries died. Lots of things happened. I tried to time lapse as much of this as I could. But if you take a quick look, it's a new house. I don't know if it's a new house. It's brand new, the whole thing. It's a new house. Tall, modern windows to make the house look longer and taller. Brand new lights. And the lights kind of pay tribute to the old metal shed that we haven't decided what we're going to do with yet. It's probably coming down. And I mean, it's beautiful with all this new siding. Smart siding over there in the corners to finish everything up. You can see they wrapped everything. They did all the corners. We got some siding. We're going to go ahead and finish up all of this here. Get that all trimmed out. And this will look sweet. I mean, it already does look sweet. And inside, we're making a lot of progress as well. I don't know if you guys noticed, there's new electrical on the side of the house that the electrical fairies, electricians, that's what they call them. They came and put that in there. It looks great. We got a 30 amp outlet for campers, a 50 amps going right beside that for EVs and big campers, whatever you need. 220, 50 amp, that should run anything in the world for the most part. Of course, that new hose spigot is great. It makes it super easy to run 2 campers. And you know, another new window, you guys already saw that. And of course, we need a little bit of siding over there. The epic ubiquity G4 Pro 4K cameras hiding up there way back. They're literally completely inaccessible. I don't know that I'll ever be able to service the cameras now that I got them up there. The way I got it up there was I used my knee to hold on to the inside of the house, and I used one hand to install the cameras. So it's pretty much impossible to change. Well, the giant window is getting really close to going in. Eric and Kelly are framing all this up. This is going to look amazing here in a minute. I'm excited. This window is like 3 times bigger than anything that was on the back before. Well, we're ready to start just trimming all that out, adding some new siding on the back. But this window here is getting a little bit of touch-up work.
I roughed it in.
You roughed it in for sure. Well, another day, another progress. I know it's getting dark outside already. It might be hard to see, but hopefully you guys can see the front. These are the actual lights that are gonna stay on the door. Like I said, kind of a tribute to the old shed because it's got that corrugated metal on there. And that's actually all put together inside and ready to go. Maybe they'll be on tomorrow. Of course, seeing the entire front of the house put together now, hopefully you guys have a good idea of what it's gonna look like. Those big tall windows, they rock. Unfortunately our dumpster's full, so we're filling up additional trash cans with scrap here, and we'll have all that thrown away tomorrow, all this thrown away, I hope. We'll really clean up the property. And check this out, look, another door, window, framed in, all the smart siding on there, new siding underneath it, just all absolutely ready to go. And on tomorrow's to-do list is this back one. It needs to be fully eliminated. So this was a window that was kind of in their old kitchen. It was really weird because none of it fit. But we're gonna disappear that in its entirety, all new siding, make it all tie together, you know, get rid of that window ledge and all that good stuff, and it'll look brand new, like it never existed before. And I think we have finally decided the fireplace is going away completely. The actual fireplace metal box is gonna stay, and we'll maybe rework that, but the fireplace sticks way too far into the house for the limited space we have for the island and all the kitchen and all that good stuff. So in a future episode, hopefully, you know, very soon, you guys will see us ripping all the stone off the fireplace and finding a new way to have a fascia on that works. Something that only sticks out that far. 1 inch. We could deal with about 1 inch of space taken out of the house, but as is, it simply does not work. You can't fit anything in there. We've already locked it up for the day, of course, and it is 4th of July weekend, so hopefully we get to have a little fun, relax for a little bit this weekend, and I'll show you guys, they actually got another window all put back together over here, if I didn't already. That one's all finished up too, siding, smart siding, all wrapped, ready to go, you know, fresh tar paper under everything. This house was fully tar papered, so it all went back with tar paper. And of course, it's just super nice being able to hook up campers properly in a couple of seconds with water and power right on the outside of the house. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. We did get our new water heater pad. It's all plastic. That's gonna go under the house with the new water heater, all that good stuff. And we're ready to hook all that up. We will be rocking and rolling very soon. It's coming together. It's coming together. Hopefully you guys can kind of see it taking shape now and know the direction we're going. We've got the flooring picked out. We've got a good idea of all of the kitchen. You know, it's kind of tough when it's just in your head and you're building it and you're just hoping it all kind of falls together. But I think we've kind of built it and it's kind of falling together. Looks pretty cool to me. You know, the best part is Eric pulled these windows out of a job site, these tall ones, and that giant view out, they were all free. So we have done a little bit of math. We have over $20,000 spent so far just to get to where we're at, which, you know, like I said, that money goes really quickly. But we've got air conditioning already. We've got the water heater. We've got all the electrical, and everything's paid for. So hopefully, other than a pallet of sheetrock, we're close on that $20,000 to remodel this thing. Paint, that's gonna cost us. That's gonna cost us for sure.